ham hock of a leg over a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Then you can move that there. And that should give you enough room to,
Did I log on too early?
let's see. So X that out. Just, there we
There we
go.
go.
See, you're on. Okay. And then just turn it on its side and just rest it against here, like that, right there. Okay, why do you keep turning your phone around and around?
All right, there we
You
go.
just banged your elbow. You're really not aware of your size, are you?
No.
It's kind of gross.
There's just so much of me that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, you know how we've been doing lives with you like painting and me doing the marker work, but I need to clean the palette. So I thought it might be fun to get on a live stream and do mini abstracts. And you're not usually here with me doing them, or you might be like coming and going.
Yeah.
So you are kind of in the splash zone.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, I will try not to give you any purple syrup on your ice cream. But yeah, the last time I did right before the last one, I put down a bunch of tape. So like I'm good for tape.
Okay.
Really, I'm just going to be using like equipment today. And a lot of times it's actually just the palette knife on many of them. So and the other thing is like you can help me basically when you're done eating. You can help me like take the paintings and put them elsewhere.
Okay.
Or I can go, do it. So anyways, what I'm going to do, what I do is I usually start with the ones that require the palette knives. And I'm just going to tell you how I do it because I don't know if I've ever really discussed it with you.
No.
So
I've seen you do it a bunch of times, but I'm
right.
not really aware of like
kind of how it goes down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just see that you use like the thicker paint first, and the more it gets watered down.
Yeah, and I actually water it down quite a bit from what I would put on the palette for the painting. I really do. I'll pull some out into the water and I'll thin it out. I don't need it that heavy because I'd run through it pretty quickly, and it doesn't take a lot to do these. The paint can be pretty thin, so I try to get it rather viscous. That's going to be kind of in my way. Thin it out a good bit.
Okay.
So I would say like when it starts to look very sheeny like this, I always think of like the milk type consistency. So like that's like maybe ricotta-y, but this is like heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
See the difference?
Yes, I do.
So that's kind of what I'm going for. It's like
you can scrape it away from the palette. It's still like,
and it still stands up a tiny bit.
Still stands up a little bit,
like a puffy stick. Remember back in the 80s, it was really popular. I know you're a boy, but like you must remember like there were stickers were really popular. They had scented ones,
the puffy stickers,
ones, and the puffy ones. Yes. The kids nowadays are missing out on the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
That was like such a really fun part of my childhood. I had sticker books, and my teachers were always really good, or at least many of them were really good about like giving us stickers, and you carefully like peel. I always got stickers, by the way. You probably wouldn't even have got any, but I would always get stickers. And then I would carefully, because like some moms, we were poor, remember? Some moms could like go to like KB Toys, remember them?
Mm-hmm.
And you could buy stickers, up at the register. Right. So like I would rarely get stickers as like a gift. Gifts were like, I needed pants. I would get those for Christmas. One year I got a pillow, a pair of jeans, socks. Like that was my Christmas.
It's just what I've always wanted.
Right. Yep. So stickers were far and few between. So I would really carefully, maybe that's why I started earning good grades, because I was poor. I don't know. Because I would really carefully peel the sticker off the page there, whatever I had gotten back for homework, and put it in my sticker book. And like sometimes there were kids that were like, well, you reused it. And I was like, I earned it.
Yeah.
I'm not reusing it. I earned this sticker. So
right.
You're not, no. Yeah, no.
Simmer down now.
Yeah, you had to buy your sticker,
Mm-hmm.
Built, not bought.
Yeah.
The sticker book is built, not bought. And that was my sticker book. But yeah, like I would try to collect stickers. And I both had like big, extensive sticker collections. We loved our stickers. It's so funny to think like how times have changed where that would just be considered kind of stupid at this point. All right. I love how the colors, like layers upon layers of them, you start to feel the values in them, and they start to get like a depth to them, which I think is kind of cool. I'm very excited to try this thing out. I'm very excited.
I'm super psyched. I just found this short roller. I'm like, oh, this is gonna stink using the big wide one.
Yeah. No, this is fantastic. I'm kind of tempted to try it now. Now, if I was going to do that, I would definitely need that like heavy whipping cream because if I'm rolling it through that, it's going to like actually go over the. So it's not. It doesn't matter if I like hit every last little bit of this, but I don't want to have like a big swatch of it. So I'm just going to like just like a paint roller would. We'll pick up what we can. So we'll load the roller up, right? And then we're going to pick one that I was like using textural elements on. So a lot of them are the line ones, but there are some that aren't. And so like I've got this one, say for example, which would be kind of fun to.
It worked.
That! Sorry, that was loud. I was really excited though. That's cool. Wow. I love that. That's neat. So
all right.
It makes me want to do like a little tutorial for doing that.
That's cool when I watched you like kind of just whooping that together out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I can.
Yeah. Right. I just thought that would be really neat. So this is another textural one, actually. These can all hang out here for a second. And so are these. So any of these textural ones, this is a great little toy, and then I don't have to pull out all these other things, basically. So maybe this pass for some of them, will be this fun purple. And I noticed how like clean the line was. Another thing that could be cool would just be like doing like only certain spots, like right there, say for example, and then like here, and then just stopping there. You know what I mean? There's already like different layers with the tapes and everything going on. Oh, I forgot to trace this though. Maybe I need to go back and do that. Well, once this dries, we'll do that. Right. So yeah, it gives me. It's interesting. It makes me want to. I'm
good with my live stream ice cream.
I have ideas happening now.
All right. What's your thoughts?
Not with this one per se. I have an idea for a different one, and I hate to start a new one because you know what that means. It means I just have another one to put paint on. But what if this became the only textural element in a painting, and I only use this, and I just layered up all the, you know what I mean?
Ooh, girl.
All right. I can't not do it. It's right here in front of us, and we have canvases coming out of her. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. All right. The question is how big do we go? All right. You're gonna have to help me make this decision because I've got like this size. I've got like this size. I got 16 by 20s. I got maybe smaller. So I don't know. That could be kind of big. Those must be the same size. Is that a 16 by 20? Okay, I got a long skinny one. Usually I use these for the fire paintings, but technically, and look at these. I got these. Maybe I go with one of these.
There you go.
Right there? Okay, that's what we do. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking just this with like, and not covering the whole thing, like using it directionally in spots.
Okay.
All right. Let's just put the date on the backs of these that I start. Anytime I start a new one, I want to at least put the starting date. It's hard for me to keep track of all.
It's hard to keep track of the microphone.
It's hard to keep track of all the layers. Like put a date. I tried to like date each one. It's too hard. It's too much. But I want to at least start putting the date that I started. So we're going to put started. Today's the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That way I can know how many years it took and how long it ends. Because I have like 40 of these going. I have no idea how long some of them.
Oh, yeah.
Think about the Hurricane Dorian one. That's from 2018.
What?
And it's still in progress today. Yep. So today's the 28th, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. January already over. How?
Excuse me.
How?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. How? All right, so let's just set that there in case we start another one. You can actually I took the garbage out so you have room. This is fun to have you on the live stream. All right, so yeah. Oh, it went through though.
Man.
It bled through, dude. So really what I need to do is I need to like get more weight on there.
So we got to size it up.
That's depressing.
A little bit, yeah.
I should have just wrote it on here. All
Well,
right.
now we know.
All right. Listen, I got another one.
Yeah.
So like, fear not. That can just be re-primed a few times.
Yeah, or
coat it with a color, because I have so much of that purple color, I was gonna paint one entirely with that purple.
There you go. All right.
So this one, what we'll do here. Sorry, I keep thinking the garbage is by you. I moved
It's usually by my feet though.
I know. So anyways, okay, we're gonna put the start and the end date on the stretcher bars. Okay.
There, that can't bleed through.
No, thank goodness. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it needs to be white and pristine for this effect, I think, to be effective. All right, so let's see. Where do we want to go first? I'm digging like maybe some straight lines initially. Like,
oh,
interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe like a, let's get a little bit more. And I don't mind that the marks are like slightly different weight. Like maybe, what do you think? One more, two more, maybe one. What do you think?
There you go.
Okay. All right. So now we'll just let this be color upon color upon color upon color and make it have a unique mark and just get the mark to be weighted. And in fact, the composition doesn't have to be evenly distributed. Like there can be areas that it's got a lighter touch and heavier touch where you let the colors sort of overlap and stuff. What do you think?
Okay.
All
cool.
right. I'm taking that. All right. So what I'm probably going to have you do in a minute here is get up and move some of these for me to the TV area. That's very, very light, but that's okay. Yeah, these are already so heavy for color that we probably won't get much variation until I start adding like paler colors on top of that. Just gotta let them like build up basically. Okay. So that's what I'm doing for these, okay?
Okay.
Now I'm gonna take some of these. This is a cool little toy. Interesting. So now we got to come up with ideas for like other ones.
Well, really, sky's the limit. Whatever design you decide to.
I mean, as well as you're able to manage a glue gun on a round surface without burning yourself. So, and keeping it flat. I don't know if you noticed when I was messing with it, I was like, if one part would get like too bumped up, I would try to fill it in. And if one spot seemed to be too low, I would try to like, you know what I mean?
Yep. And now you can also see which ones aren't in. You got just a couple dots that are a little low.
And technically, all you could do, you could go in with the glue, or you just let it be what it is, basically. It's very interesting how it looks right now. You know what I mean? So I dig that. I'm very excited to have this new tool in the studio. We made one ourselves. It's not even one that we got at yard sale. All right, so now back to the palette knife. Yeah, and even if nobody stops by our live stream, which is fine, it still gives us long form content to watch.
Yeah.
Well,
we know one person stopped by.
You stopped by. But yes. I mean, if no one else on the interwebs there.
Was that the plow that just went by? Why is the plow going by?
Are we having bad weather?
That's suspicious to me.
That is a little suspicious to me. Like, that is a little suspicious to me.
For all I know, literally since we ate dinner,
well, you never know. It snows every other.
10 feet of snow outside in the last 15 minutes. So
I do feel like it has nearly snowed almost every day. You came home the other day and you're like, "Why is it snowing here?" I'm like, "I don't know. Isn't it snowing everywhere?" And you're like, "No."
Yeah.
No.
Or like yesterday, I left Albany and it's like it's a whiteout down on I-90, and then I get up here.
All right, I'll be back.
Not.
Yeah. So, like, what in the hell is up with that, right? Heck, what in the heck is up with that? Excuse me.
So yeah, I hear that scraping going by, and I'm like, that's not gonna lie, that's suspicious. Like, I want to look outside right now.
Well, nothing's stopping you from doing that.
No, except there'll be nobody on the live stream till you come back.
All right. Well, you can keep your eyes peeled on the live stream for a minute, and I'll just turn the light on and take a peek and say that the moon is out. So I don't know.
All right, good.
Yeah, the moon is out, so I have no idea. There's no snow.
All right, good.
No snow. Let me just move this one as well.
I don't know which vehicle we want to take to Life Group tonight. If we get in PG's driveway, the BMW is fine.
Huh?
I don't know which.
I heard that part, but I didn't hear the driveway part. Sorry.
Oh, if we get in PG's driveway, then the car is fine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
like that minivan's, even though it's a hoopty, it's good in the snow.
Nice. Interesting. That one I would probably put some tape on, I guess, to try to preserve some of those colors.
Oh, all right.
So let's grab something. Is it all thin tape? It is all thin tape. All right. I forgot to make sure I had a roll of tape on here. So if I'm doing that sort of thing, then I'll do like
there's a lot of tape on this too. I'm looking like deep down. There's like.
Yeah, but there's actually still a ton of areas that are exposed. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tape gets really built up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of tape over, if I can find the end. All right. Let's see. Let's put one here. Just because why not? Now, this I don't normally apply the plastic, obviously, until like the very end, because I just take like the plastic off the palette, and then that becomes what I'm using for this.
I always dig the random angle tape that you do on these. It reminds me like growing up as a kid, like, Van Halen was like big rock band for all us kids to listen to or whatever. And Eddie Van Halen's like most famous guitar, he calls it Frankenstein. It's got all these like, and I think I showed it to you before.
Okay.
It's got all these like random angle like lines on it. It's black, white, and red.
Neat. That sounds pretty cool.
Actually, when we were, if you go into West Ave Pizza, they have like the pizza ovens there. They got one pizza oven that's actually painted up like that.
Oh, that's so interesting. All right. So this has a few pieces on there. Oh, I'm actually adding a certain number of them. This has to have 8.
What?
So that was 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so apparently I'm incrementally increasing them, I guess.
Okay.
So I really need to get going. So that was 3, 4. Yeah, so the different layers, like some of them I'm using only 3 pieces of tape each layer. Some of them I'm incrementally increasing. Some of them I'm incrementally decreasing. They're all different.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
So this is not.
So sometimes I write,
Can I
sometimes
press that down?
If you want, sure. I will press it down before I apply everything, but yeah. Yeah, so no, it's definitely not random. I mean, some of them are, but no, definitely not usually random. Okay, that's 5. Here, 6, 7, 8. So I can start doing the palette knife because we don't have all night, and I have a certain amount of this that I want to get done before we go. So 3 more pieces, however you think best, and you can put them up against a different one, but not maybe the one we just did.
All right. So tape number 6 is at a halfway point between tape number 5.
Okay, we're going very Saul Lewitt here. Very Saul Lewitt inspired piece of artwork here. I love that exhibit, though. That was one of my most favorite exhibits. I was like, wait a minute. So technically, if I was able to figure out the beginning point, I'd be able to go through the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that so neat?
There's always so much going on over there. Like, you could literally take probably an hour or two just on that one thing and do all the points on it.
Yeah. I really do
some of them, like, they're written out so, you got like a paragraph, 2 paragraphs long of like halfway midpoint between the point and the other point of 9 and 17 to the third way, and like
but you know what?
I don't have time to even read it.
I love Mass Mocha. I know people kind of think it's like out there, but I love Mass Mocha, and I do feel like it's up to you, but you could take easily, like we've done, and just enjoy the whole day and then go back a year later, and some of the exhibits would be the same and some would be different, and it would still be just as enjoyable, and you could still take the whole day. You know what I mean? I do think it's like one of the best museums that we can reasonably drive to within a short time and enjoy the whole day. I do love it there. Oh, and the Mexican place across the street, man.
Oh, speaking of Mexican place.
Yeah.
I found a legit, like, Vargas style place in downtown Albany.
What? Whereabouts in downtown
I'm
Albany?
trying to think of the name of the street. So it's like a block off of Central Ave. We did a test there today at a place called Capital District Latinos. And
Oh.
we go in there at lunch, and it smells like amazing in there, like when you go into Vargas.
Oh, nice. You're like, oh, my crappy
And
homemade
I'm like,
quesadillas
and
got
I'm like,
nothing
are
on
they,
this.
you know? And I wondered, like, are they making their own stuff? And sometimes they are, but like, and we're only in there like twice a year. But like the 2 times I was there, it was happened to be around lunchtime.
Did you have to look up the menu online?
Um,
Because if not, then because Vargas, I go in there and like, I have no idea what the menu even says, and it's on a chalkboard and it's changing every day, so it sounds like you could memorize it.
well, the interesting thing is, I'm like, where they had like to-go containers. I'm like, all right, so these guys are like, are definitely like got it to go from somewhere local, and I didn't know where it was. Well, it turns out it's actually right on the corner.
My dang microphone, it doesn't want to stick on here. I lost the little clip.
Oh.
So I'm using a magnet, and it wants to slide.
So yeah, there's a place right on the corner, and it said Taqueria. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, what's the name of the place? And all it said was Taqueria. And then on the door, on like a piece of like copy paper, there was a few pieces of paper on the door, and everything's written in Spanish. And I'm like, all right.
Do they have Vargas prices? That's the question. What
looks like the kind
giant breakfast burrito that was like $3.50 or something, with the homemade beans and the big omelet,
the homemade actual burrito wrap, flour wrap.
Oh, the flour tortilla. Yes, the flour tortillas. Man, I tell you, it's the one thing that Perry, Florida doesn't have is a Vargas, but it might have something comparable. You know what I mean?
It probably does.
I would
imagine.
imagine.
If it doesn't, then we can just take a half-day drive for lunch.
Right. Pat, we're coming by. We're going to say hi. We're going to stop over at Vargas.
Yeah.
Catch some lunch at the inlet and, head back cross state for dinner.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Or we're going to leave our house at 5 a.m. so we can be there in time for happy hour at 9 a.m. And
listen, it was the funniest thing in the world to me when I started going to visit her, and everywhere we'd go into was like happy hours starts at 11 a.m. I'm like, what kind of happy hour you guys have around here? I'm thinking it's like, like a non-alcoholic happy hour. She's like, no.
No, it's real happy hour. Yeah. These old people got, they got to be
money and time. That's all they got is money and time, and then they got to be in bed by 8 o'clock.
Yep, and I can really appreciate that.
I always love it when I go over to the pool and everyone is like, like 8 o'clock. They're all like, okay, going to bed. I'm like, the sun is up.
Yep.
I do like going there too for being the youngin' when I'm there. Because when you're visiting your friend in a 55 plus community and you're in your 40s and everyone else is like septuagenarians,
right?
You're like yeah, exactly. And everyone's always like, no, I'll pay for it. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, you kids though, you can't afford anything
right
nowadays.
Right. I'm like, yeah, you're right. This one, I use like a palette knife to make this effect. Let me move the plastic out of my way. So I kind of like, I will actually coat both sides of this very, I don't want to say old school. It does look old, but I don't know.
That's old.
Is it? You think so?
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones.
The one Monica gave me?
One of the ones that comes from Monica's dad there, yeah.
Yeah. So Monica's dad has contributed to many pieces of artwork because this is my favorite tool for this particular effect, and I use it a lot for that.
The ferrule's coming off.
No, it's beautiful. This thing is legit. This is old school, legit, probably American craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can tell when I get new art supplies, these palette knives that I have had since I was in the 90s, are way better than ones I buy of the same exact look, and those are like the plastic forks you go out to eat, and the prongs bend down like they're struggling to.
Yeah, where do we always get those? Where they're like you can't even eat with them.
I can't even remember. I'm trying to think.
Literally break the site. You're like, all right, guess I'm not eating.
Come on, that's hysterical. There was a barbecue place that I was like, guys, you're so what? It's a bar. Come on.
Yeah.
Barbecue place.
Diet forks.
So I don't really.
It breaks after one bite. You can't eat anymore.
Oh, I think the guy over on 29, didn't he have the crappy forks?
Oh, it might have been Bruce. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the good ice cream though, so can't really complain about that. He's like, I'm selling ice cream. I don't care if you buy the other stuff. I forget. Yeah, that's right. He didn't really care about his amazing barbecue. He cared to sell his gourmet ice cream, so the barbecue was secondary, anyways.
Yeah, interesting enough.
Yeah. I thought his barbecue was pretty good.
All right,
I'm
now
sad that the place in Clifton are part closed. What were you gonna ask? What are you
which
asking?
place closed?
Remember down by the NBT Bank there? Down.
Oh, Rolling Smoke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved into the
Oh, they moved. They didn't close.
well, no, they moved and then closed.
Right.
They moved to a bigger location and then they got maybe
See?
too big for the britches.
So very Mardi Gras. So you're worried about that little jot?
I was not really worried about it. I was just going to ask
Sometimes
about
I'll
it.
wipe them off. And sometimes I won't. It depends upon how I feel it will make the canvas look, or whether I can recover the mark without. See, so
Yeah, all right.
I was going to mention it, but you asked, so I was waiting to have a break in the very interesting conversation we're having. So you have to tell me about the elevators that you worked on today.
Okay.
Most interesting elevator that you worked on today.
Most interesting. Let's see.
Did you have anything like really old, 100-year-old stuff?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yep, we were at 355 or 306. Which one? We were at 355 State Street and 306 State Street. Both those were old. 306 was older though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's an old school, like, you know, it's State Street down near the Capitol. So they're old, like what you would call like brownstones, but not actual brownstone, but they're like those kind of townhouse kind of things.
Okay.
From back in the day, from the back mid 1800s.
Interesting.
Like the grand staircase and
some of the buildings in Albany are absolutely stunning.
Yeah. This is a tight little building. Like basically, it's a very narrow hallway when you walk in. Although it's been converted probably long ago to like multiple apartments when it was probably a single residence.
I'm sure.
So yeah, this one had an Otis elevator from from the 20s maybe or something.
Wow. Like so are the like components like all like heavy cast iron and all that sort of thing?
Really.
When you guys install elevators now, what are a lot of the components, like stainless steel or whatever?
Steel.
You said you work on that old wood elevator. Like, what are most components made out of nowadays?
So yeah, the new, like, and just like everything else, like
it's crappy, right?
New stuff is chintzier now.
Right,
so
right,
like,
right.
These brand new elevators are like made out of like a lot of stamped steel. I mean, certain things have to be like.
I gotta relocate a few things here. You keep chatting with
me. They're not as heavy duty as the others. The other stuff, like you could tell, like they're like, all right, this is going to be here for 100 200 years or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
And it's kind of like the old steam locomotives where everything's like really heavy duty, but also like.
Let's do this one because this one's fun.
Old steam locomotives are like messy. They're like there's.
Oh, I love
like
throwing this
you
around.
Oil the things up or whatever, but there's lube everywhere, or like they're dirty and messy and everything, but you just keep up with that and it goes forever. Yeah.
All right, so I usually put a couple different colors down in between each layer of tape for this. I've never actually completed one of these start to finish. I have a couple going so I can see what it looks like. And I'll go back and forth between like picking up the thicker paint and the thinner paint and get a little bit of both going on just for this one because I'm making marks more like. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, in this process, I noticed you had like a big gloop of paint on the palette there.
Yeah.
Like, and I noticed you didn't scoop it off. You left it on there to do everything you're doing. Like,
right.
Like, are you intending on using all of that on all these abstracts?
We have a ton of this, and I have like 40 of these little abstracts. So what happens is if I'm like low on paint, but I want to clean my palette, I'll just select a few of them or what I think I can get through or get through as many as I can. But when I have like this much paint, I'm like, whoa, I could probably get a coat on every single one, or at least a lot of them, since they're just all kind of a rolling works in progress, and I'm just getting layer upon layer upon layer.
Got it.
So it does seem like tedious because each one could take like months to get through, but the fact is I'm just constantly finishing one because I'll finally get to a point on this one and be like, oh, this one's done, and the other ones keep going, and then the next week another one will be done.
How do you know when it's done? Does it just tell you?
Yeah, some of them are done quicker than others. And some of them, the one that I started during Hurricane Dorian when I was evacuated to Orlando, it's still going.
Hey, whoever's on, hello.
My husband loves to see people on. He's like,
I just noticed there's 2 on there instead of 1. So somebody's on. We don't know who, but whoever it is, cool.
So who was the coolest? Did you meet any cool people today? Did you talk to any cool people, or was anybody like miserable and grumpy that the elevator guy was there? So then what I'll do is I will spritz this and just because it like gets really dried out quickly if I don't shove it back towards the center here. That would all just get dry and crusty. So what I do is I'll just shove it back in like that, and then I have that ability to like mix up a little bit more in there and get that half and half or heavy whipping cream consistency, which is really good for the palette knife gliding over the canvas surface. You know, it's got a weave to it, so it's got to go over it, but it's got to be thin enough to like get in the grooves as quickly as I'm moving across the surface, because I'm not like, you know, I'm like, so that sound effect. Did you like that?
Yes.
So anyways, yeah, any interesting people, any interesting stories? Because sometimes you show me some very funny things that you see in Albany. Like the door on the other side of the toilet with the door right next to it into the elevator room. That was interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. Today, I had to go up into what we call the penthouse, where it's the elevator room on the roof. And this one, the machines are in the basement, but there's pulleys on the roof in a little room. Not the actual machine.
Okay.
And I had to go up there and reset the governors, which are a separate device that basically, if it spins too fast, if the elevator goes too fast, it like trips the safeties and stops everything from moving.
Okay.
So like, unlike what you see in the movies where you get these runaway elevators, there's like a ton of safety devices that are made to basically stop it. Like,
so can that really happen? Can elevators all of a sudden be like and like drop down? What if there was some kind of like explosion or something, or some kind of fire? Like even then you're saying nope, just gonna like basically blow up in place or melt in place?
Most likely what's going to happen is the safeties are going to set. But interestingly enough, it depends, because there is such a thing where the safeties are made to set with the, you know, like going down.
Yes.
But if it's a cable elevator, and this is something I had to learn in this business, how these things are like engineered. So if it's a cable elevator, it has counterweights. So it's not just the cables to a motor and it has to use all its power to lift everything up. There's actually kind of like old school, like windows in houses. They've got like weights inside the sash or whatever.
Like, I'm trying to picture what you're talking about. I'm like, what? But now, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So yeah, there's a set of weights that are in the hoistway too that actually weigh more than the car.
Oh, interesting.
Because it accounts for like when you have people and
stuff
in it, and then it's supposed to balance out. But because of that, because they're heavier than the car, if it were to have like a runaway situation, and certain safeties, like old safeties, will only set in the down direction but not up.
Oh, interesting.
But basically what will run away, or could theoretically run away, is the weights could go down, which means the car would be going up.
Oh, so that's interesting. So if
everyone thinks they're going to crash into the ground, but you crash in the ceiling.
That's so interesting.
Which is still not good.
That's really interesting. Interesting. Wow. So what makes a company, because you work for, you said you were explaining this yesterday about like the private versus the union companies. What makes a company, like a business, decide to hire, say, you guys versus the union guys, and like how do they just
several things: price point, and level of service. So
you're so tiny. How do you compete with Otis and such? Like how?
The way we compete is we are very responsive, where they tend not to be. It's tough to get them to show up for stuff.
So you're talking about like, oh gosh, our elevator is down. Right. We're in the ICU of whatever hospital, and we need the elevator to go.
Right. So if your elevator is broken, you're one of our customers, or even if we call it, it's not uncommon that like within a couple of, like, depending on the situation or whatever, anywhere from within the hour to, you know, a couple hours, whatever, like we'll be there.
Okay, so like that's why you guys have the 24/7 on-call thing.
Right, where like, you know, Otis and stuff, they're like, oh, our elevator's broke. Like, all right, we'll see you next week.
And then they're going to tell you were saying to get a new one anyways.
Right, and then another thing is, yeah, without really like totally getting into some of the stuff, like,
well, we don't have to, expose there's
Yeah.
shady practices here. We're not an expose channel. We're an art channel. But
Yeah.
that being said,
That being said, though, yes, like we've had many situations where,
although you could probably do like an elevator YouTube channel. I'm not gonna lie.
oh
I'm
yeah,
telling you.
oh yeah,
I think it's interesting, like how many elevator repair technicians did. I've never even known that there were such a thing until you started working
well,
there.
the funny thing is, like, in all the stuff I've done in my life and
it's
places
varied
I've
by a
been,
lot.
and it's varied by a lot. Like, never before I work in here, and I've talked about
I thought
this.
elevators just like did their thing. I didn't know people
I've
had to
never seen an
go.
elevator guy, basically. Like,
Right. And like every time I've ever ridden on an elevator in my life, I had no idea that every single one is on like basically a monthly maintenance schedule, you know, for testing or what, or not maybe monthly, but like a periodic maintenance
yeah,
schedule.
somehow I made it through 50-something years of my life being in construction and all kinds of other stuff and being in and out of buildings, doing all kinds of different things. And I've never seen an elevator guy actually working on an elevator ever that I could remember.
And it's funny because you run into these people all day, every day, and they're all like used to you by now. And they're like, oh yeah, elevator guy. You know, they don't even think about it.
Right.
And so like somehow, like, yeah, I've worked at hospitals and other facilities and never ever knew that there was such a thing. And in fact, like if you would ask me, well, how do you think, you know, the Hyatt services their elevators or whatever, I'd been like, I don't know. Do they call an electrician? You know, I wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I have no idea. And then you like, I know that you do all the tests and everything, and it makes me like think to myself, you know, how back in the day, probably there were probably no laws for the elevators and they were probably just willy-nilly. You could install them and people were, you know, getting unalived and such. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, you were talking also the difference between the like the union and the non-union.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, response time, like I was saying, it's not uncommon for us to be like, you know, someone's stuck in an elevator, we'll be in there, you know, with the next 45 minutes or whatever, as fast as we can get there. Or you know, we're like always be like, oh yeah, something's broke, we'll get there when we get there or whatever. Like the fire department will come in and break stuff to get people out, and then Otis will come and charge you to fix everything that broke.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That makes sense, I guess, you know, sort of.
The other thing is we actually will like our rates are a lot better, but also like we'll only fix what actually is broke.
Oh, so you're not like a mechanic at the shop, you know, where they're like, oh yeah, you need your Wandoozler.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, change. You're like, what's that? Oh, it's a new thing.
Like a situation we ran into with, and I won't call them out, but it's one of the big 3-4 companies.
Yes. What are they? Just can you name the companies that I'm sure I could Google that.
So the big 4 are Otis, Schindler, Tyson Krupp, and Kone. Those are the 4 like big ones now, and they've been consolidating from other names that you might know in the past. But
okay, so give me the lowdown.
So yeah, one of the big 4 on a recent job was over in Schenectady, where I was working with Jay. They basically one of the company, the elevator was down, and the company said, you need a new drive in here, and this electronic drive is like a $30,000, $40,000, like it's a ridiculous price thing.
So elevator parts are not cheap.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, $25,000-$30,000 drive, let's say.
Wow, it's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Jay gets over there and has a look, like, and these people, like, they kind of just wanted a second opinion, really.
Right.
I don't exactly know. Maybe they referred to us. I can find out exactly how we got into there. But
they open the phone book.
So yeah, Jay gets over there, starts looking at it, and he's just like, well, it has what's shown as a drive fault, but it's like, I'm not finding anything wrong with this actual part.
Okay.
So he ended up, I think, either resetting something, or if it was like a really cheap part, like it was one of the other things. And he was able to get the thing running, and it didn't need that drive, and the thing was running, and so we fixed it for like
$500, right?
Like yeah, probably like a couple $1,000 with like the labor or whatever. Like maybe like $1,000 or $2,000, not like $35,000.
Right, because that would have had a lot of labor charge with it too, probably for the installation.
Oh yeah, that would have been just for the part.
Right.
So then, like, couple weeks later, at the same place, said big company was there because they were like the fire alarm company was like testing the smoke detectors, and they're tied in with the elevators. Basically, they're made to as a safety thing. If there's like a fire in the building and the alarm goes off, the elevator needs to do a certain thing to like respond with that. Um, so they ended up basically tripping the what's called a shunt trip, and basically that's what there's a fire like nearby the elevator or whatever. The shunt trip is a thing that's like kind of like a circuit breaker to shut everything down.
Okay.
But because there was already something written up that it needed a drive.
Oh no.
The guy's like, basically it's just like, well, you need a new drive.
Oh my gosh, they didn't even test it or anything?
Yep. And that one, Jay literally reset. It was just like him to show up there for like a half an hour.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And it's still working right now to this day.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So then you probably, I'm just speculating, just from you personally, you probably would not want to work for one of those companies because then you would just feel shady probably. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I can see why you like working here, because it seems like it's on the up and up and has the clients, you know, well, you guys work for you guys work for cake.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes we work for rum cake.
The rum cake is bad, but the macaroons and the brownies.
Yeah, you didn't get to try the macaroons. The brownies are very good.
I did try the macaroons.
Oh, did
you have
I have one?
Yes.
Okay.
You brought me home, and literally best macaroons I ever had, and sad that I haven't had them since. Just saying, if you're ever there again.
Yeah, probably the best brownies I've ever had. The brownies are excellent.
The last time you came home, it was rum cake, and it wasn't good. No.
Yeah, didn't we give some to Jake?
I gave it to him for Christmas. And I felt bad because I was like, I feel guilty giving this cake to somebody because it's that bad. But on the other hand, you know, I wasn't going to eat it. So he doesn't know any better. It looks like I bought it at, you know, a bake sale or whatever. Yeah. Not a bake sale, but, you know, like an organization that sells stuff.
Yeah.
Like
interesting enough for that place, the thing that they're known for, the rum cakes, is probably the least appealing thing that they do.
It doesn't taste like rum, and it's so dry. I like
it. But they use it. It's how they fund their school.
Right. So that's so interesting that they sell all these baked goods to fund like an entire school.
Yeah, a Christian school.
Yeah, like, so that's dedication when you're baking brownies, macaroons, and rum cakes. You know, next time you can just say, hey, thank you for the cake. Do you mind if I buy a batch of brownies off you too? You know, ooh, they might actually give them to you, or you might just be able to buy some. Like, I'll support them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Cakes. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I don't want the free rum cake. They can't give that stuff away to me. But the brownies.
And the rum cakes are it's like a $20 rum cake.
I know people are spending $20 on that. It's too dry.
People love them too.
Really? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a fan.
It's got a little bit of a pound cakiness to it that isn't really my kind of cup of tea, really. You know? So, yeah. So yeah. Was Dave in good humor today?
I did not see Dave today.
Oh, who'd you work with today?
I worked with Jay, and early in the day Betty White was coming out.
Betty White?
That's our, yeah.
What? Wait a minute.
So they used to have these commercials pretty recently, and it was basically for Snickers. And
he was getting hangry?
Yeah.
Where was his jerky?
This is too early for that too. I don't know. He was just getting really cranky, like right off the bat.
Did you say, hey, do you need a hug?
I asked him if he needed a snack, actually.
Oh, do you need a Snickers, buddy?
Yeah, because he's the one that calls it Betty White. It's basically the whole joke of the commercial is like, there's two people with each other. One person is just like random person, and the other one is like a famous person.
Yes, that's right.
And the thing is like you're being like a diva or whatever, but like
I think I've seen.
One of them when Betty White was alive, she did one of those.
Okay.
So, and Jay has an affinity for Betty White. He really likes.
Oh, he likes Betty White.
He's a Betty White fan.
That's so cute. It's hard to picture Jay being a Betty White fan, but I haven't met him, so it's hard to picture him at all. Actually, at this point, I need to wrap this up with tape because these want to come off, and it's a little bit annoying. And I keep meaning to do this and not doing it, so we're doing it now.
So I had to run out to the van to get something apart or whatever it was. And he's like, "Well, could you run out?" Whatever. I'm like, "Yeah." Can I get you a snack while I'm out there?
I got cheese and crackers in the van,
Yeah.
bro. This one I'm trying something a little different where I'm just like sequestering off the sides, and I'm going to maybe hope that the color gets more concentrated in the center. That's the goal. Will that actually happen? I don't know. We're gonna see. I do a lot of like just playing around and experimenting with different textures and tape and layers, and sometimes they turn out really good, as you see.
Yep.
And sometimes I'm like never willing to call it done because it just doesn't like hit me right. But yeah. You were doing testing today, so was it just you and Jay?
So it was me and Jay and Paul Mercedes, the inspector. So that same first building we were at, it's a 14-story building, and in order to get to that penthouse I was telling you about, you have to go out onto the roof, then climb up the side onto the fire escape, then climb up the side of the building up a ladder.
It sounds very Batman.
It is very Batman. Yeah, you climb up on a ladder. Now it has like a cage around it or whatever.
Can you imagine?
But you have to go up now another level.
Without naming names and making people feel bad, the one guy that we've talked about who, working for an elevator company that wouldn't really seem to it be the best physical job for him. Sometimes you mention some of these spaces and I think, how could he? It would be so challenging, I think.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So to protect his anonymity, we'll call him Mike M. I'm sorry, that's too obvious. We'll call him M. Mooney.
No, I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about somebody whose stature might be a little stout.
Oh, the other person, yes.
Yeah, and we're not going to actually do the trick you just did.
No, we're not.
Because if you do, I'll smack you in the head.
No, I'm not going to do that. But yes, I know who you're talking about, and that's.
And I'm just saying, the job seems like it would be for best suited for a smaller stature person. Excuse me. And you are not, like bulky this way, but you're 6'4", so.
Yeah, I just hit my head on everything though.
Because isn't Silas kind of a small dude?
He's like he's a
little guy.
And he's like a kind of like his mom says, he's like a monkey, climbs on everything.
He's like a bunkie. That's funny.
But yes, this other person of different stature than myself, he actually got a kick out of the fact that I'm tall and I hit my head on everything because he had his own different challenges
of just getting into the narrow spaces.
And I feel for him like that. Like, and I actually
spaces are wicked narrow.
I respect him though for the places that he got himself into.
Because you've gotten there, you've been in them since, right?
Yes.
Like how?
So I can do nothing but respect the man for the places that he got himself into.
Right. All right, so I do have bigger ones going, and I just had them off to the side because obviously at the table gets filled with all of them. So basically, I don't always start with the big ones. That's why they get built up so slowly, and these go faster, just because the small ones are on top of the pile. So then what ends up happening is a lot of times I end up running out of paint before I even get to the big ones, which is kind of funny, but. Now that we're going to be maybe doing these large scale acrylics a little bit differently, I will be able to like we'll be able to go through the paint faster, and the abstract minis may go a little faster actually because of that.
So I really like the effect you have going on this one where you have like one like horizontal sort of texture effect, whatever going on, and its own thing, and then
like I went across the background like this, basically.
And contrary to that, in the vertical plane, you have these like.
Oh, I like that feedback. All right, that's good to know. I like that. Yeah, what is your favorite part of these different ones? Like this one I really like because the background has like the yellow and the red, and so it like pops behind it.
I'm sure it's the own thing you can call it, but like it feels very like mid-century modern to me.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. I don't know what my art is. When I'm doing like floral watercolors, people are like, oh, is that a stamen of the petal of the hibiscus? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a flower, man.
I'm like, it's shapes to me, mostly shape and color. But if you know the flower that it is, like that's more, kudos to you. I don't often know. I just kind of want to paint things that speak to me. So when I'm doing this, like a lot of times I'll have to like hold the palette knife down. I'm not doing it every time though. Like I'm trying to keep the marks incredibly varied throughout the piece. But I do want them to hit the edge sometimes. So then I like have the knife kind of hang there for a split second so that the paint can pool a little bit.
Yeah, see that happening. Boom.
Right. And then
there
I
it
get like
is.
this kind of like weighted line that comes down.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they're all perfectly straight, because most of them being, they'll eventually enough marks and they will get a very like linear look.
It's interesting how the tape pulled it off there and didn't leave.
But that's okay. Like that's part of the randomness that I actually really like and find appealing in these pieces. I'm gonna go dump these on the other table and be right back. So that's interesting. And tomorrow is payday, right? And the meeting. Your favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, actually,
is the
I stopped by in the office today. Checks were not ready, but it's because Deb was
your favorite time of the week.
Yeah,
the morning meeting. At least it's only twice a week now, though.
Yeah, that'd be awful. Have to do that every single day.
How many months were you there? It was only a few months, right? That you had to do it every single day.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like they were doing it every single day of the week.
Day. I don't know how they got anything done. Tell you the truth.
Yeah. Here's another type that I like to do. That I like use basically a sloppy pop paintbrush on.
So this is spatter time now.
And yes, and sometimes you think, well, why don't you move those out of the way, the other ones?
You don't care
because I don't mind. There's like some drops because it's like interesting, and So So this is why I don't throw the old brushes away, because they come in really handy for this sort of thing. The bristles maybe aren't perfect anymore.
Okay, but you can. You can fling paint though.
Right. Where are you going? You getting tired?
I need to stand up for a second, but I'm also going to get just a little glass of water.
Oh, did you need some water? I'm sorry. You can stand up, but I do have water here if you need it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Sorry, I was being a hoarder. There was water over there on your side. You just didn't see it. So I have to like add a good amount of water to this to make this actually fling. So it has to be almost more like whole milk or half and half, and not quite heavy whipping cream consistency.
I'm actually just going to get some plain water. I know I'm a weirdo like that, but
get plain water. You do that, and I'm going to do a little bit of spattering. Did Debbie and Dave end up being at Lake Placid or Saranac Lake or wherever they were at?
I think they were.
Through the blizzard?
We didn't have our meeting on Monday. I ended up sending
you went right to work?
Picture of my time card to her.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I meant to ask Tabitha, and I forgot if they were actually there during the blizzard or not. Guess there could be worse things than being holed up in a nice hotel in a blizzard. Except for coming home to the aftermath would kind of suck,
Yeah.
Guess if you had like someone doing your driveway for you, that would be cool. I'm excited that you found that the hotel company. I'm excited that you found the elevator company in Florida. That's kind of neat that you were like, well, I'm going to just check it out.
Yeah.
Who knew? Of course, there's got to be elevator companies everywhere. Although I would say the buildings in Florida, there's probably less tall. I think there's less tall buildings, but there's still all over the place. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-story buildings.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they tend to build them as tall just because of hurricanes, but you still have everything more than one story, basically. So it's anything more than one story has to have an elevator if it's a commercial building, right?
Basically, yeah.
Right. That's pretty much.
It's not handicap accessible.
That's pretty much across the country. That's not like a state thing, is it? Or is it a federal thing?
Oh, I think it's like a federal thing, yeah.
Right. You have to have like handicap accessible.
Yeah.
To public buildings, right?
Yes.
I remember I was renting when I was doing custom framing on top of teaching art and stuff. And I rented this like gallery studio space where I had like a frame shop and a classroom, and I was selling like all the artists in the area their work on commission. And I remember the bathroom was kind of like the way that our garage goes into our kitchen. I see they signed off.
Yeah.
You had to go up like a couple steps, and it was grandfathered in that I could do that because like you even are supposed to have handicapped accessible bathrooms, and I did not technically in my building, but I was just renting. But I know we're about done. We are about at the hour mark. So
yeah, it's after 6:30 too. So
all right. Well, I don't know if we'll get a bath in before we go, but we got a big live stream, and somebody came and hung out the whole time, and guess what that counts for?
Watch time.
You got it. So I want to just get my hour in, if you don't mind.
No,
and if we need to do the bath beforehand, we can.
No, we don't need to do bath beforehand. I was thinking of starting a vehicle though beforehand.
You should definitely do that. I can wrap up this
So which vehicle do you want to take?
Whatever one you think is better to take. Which one is better to take? I don't mind taking the van up the road. I don't mind taking the van anywhere. Like if I was going to go with you and do a tag along for the day, obviously we'd be doing the van. So like,
yeah,
whatever you feel more comfortable driving. What do you think is a better choice? Look at that. Looking good.
Yeah.
Be excited to pull some of these off. But yeah, I'll take a couple more minutes while you go do that since you are kind of in my way.
All right.
And I can finish these when I get home or in the morning. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to work on one or two. So go. Get out of here.
All right. I'll get out of your way.
You're
then.
fired.
I'm fired. You're fired.
Yeah, you're fired. So just keep your live stream going for me.
Yep.
Because it counts as view time. Basically, I can get a 1 hour view time in every time I do a live stream if you're hanging out with me. I like talking about the elevator work in the live stream. I think it gives us like something for us to like talk about around trying to teach people how to paint. I think it's fun.
Yes, for sure. I got the microphone with me. I'm gonna shut it off.
Yeah. We don't need to hear you going out to start the car. Thank you for being a part of my live stream.
Thank you.
I should do it. All right. Well, until next time, I guess. Sadly, because I'm in a groove, but we gotta go, so that kind of sucks, but yes, that's fine. All right. Until next time.